help explain what you're getting at here when basically an argument of why Scripture offers relevant revelation for our knowledge of primeval history.
Yeah. So just for the listeners, methodological naturalism is the view that when I'm doing science, I am not allowed to appeal to anything supernatural. That's verboten. That's not allowed at all. And even if I am a Christian, when I'm doing science, I cannot appeal to angels or demons or anything like that. And there's for different reasons that a lot of scientists feel that for you to be doing true science, you need to be a methodological naturalist. And so that means I could be a believer. I'm a member of a church. I go to church every week. I believe in the sacraments, and I believe that I am united with Christ and he's seated at the right-hand side of the Father. I have all of those beliefs. However, when I put on my lab coat and I enter the lab and I'm now doing scientific research, I need to sort of shelve those beliefs when I am doing the work of a scientist. So that's methodological naturalism. And in the book, I realized the reasons that methodological naturalism came into favor, and I realized the strengths of that approach. But my concern is, so for instance, imagine, let's just, for the sake of this discussion, let's just say, as a matter of fact, God, a long time ago, supernaturally created Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. And so when you ask the question, where did human beings come from? The answer to that question is that God directly created Adam and Eve. Let's stipulate that that's the right answer. Now, suppose I'm a scientist and I want to answer the question, where did human beings come from? But I'm going to answer that question as a methodological naturalist. And that means I cannot appeal to anything supernatural. So if it were the case that God has revealed exactly how he created human beings in a book called the Bible, that's a supernatural book. And so I can't appeal to Scripture. And I can't, in my answer, can't invoke a deity that somehow directly created the first human beings. And that means that my method actually prevents me from discovering the right answer, because I've sort of methodologically, I've excluded a whole bunch of answers, and including what actually ends up being the right answer. And my question is, why, if I'm a scientist and I'm about actually, I want to find out, how does the world operate? I want to find out the truth about the world. Why would I give myself that handicap? Why wouldn't I just say, hey, any data that's relevant to answering that question, I'm open to considering. And so if the data is special revelation, I will consider that, and so that's my kind of objection with methodological naturalism.